Welcome to Sports Talk Football. I'm your host, Dean Schlesinger, and this is Liam and Philip. Today we are going to talk about the teams that the three of us think will do really well this season. Liam.
Why am I going first? Okay. I think the Packers, even with probably one of the worst off seasons ever, losing their top players, I still think that Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, and probably the best D-line in the whole entire league will still beat the Vikings in the division and go 11-7 or 11-6.
Philip.
Mine is probably the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins, they can make a run versus the Bills. I think the Dolphins, Tua, he's continuing to get better. Tyreek's there now. Waddle's going to continue getting better. Their defense, yeah, it's not great. But their defense isn't bad at all means. But, yeah, I think the Dolphins do very well. They got Raheem Mostert, Chase Edmonds for the running game. So I think the Dolphins would do very well.
I think the Niners are going to do well. They have Trey Lance as the starting quarterback now, who, as you've seen a little bit of him last year, did pretty well. He made a pretty good throw to George Kittle. They have a decent run game now. They have Debo and George Kittle there. Their O-line's good. Their defense is amazing. And I think they're going to go probably like 12-6 or something like that. Oh, yeah, 12-5. And, yeah. So that's who I think will go. Who do you think will win the Super Bowl?
I think the team that will win the Super Bowl is the Buccaneers, honestly. The Buccaneers are just, set. They have the best wide receiving core maybe in Buccaneers history. Mike Evans, Julio Jones, and Chris Godwin. Tom Brady, that elite defense that they've always had. Brent Arians is getting old, but he's still an amazing coach.
Breaking news. The Dolphins just traded Tua Tagovailoa, 2 second-round picks, and a third-round pick for Kirk Cousins. What do you think about this, Philip?
I do not like this move at all for the Dolphins. I think Tua is going to be a really good quarterback. But now going to the Vikings, I think the Vikings are going to thrive. I don't like the Kirk Cousins move, but I think the Dolphins will be worse than they would be with Tua. But I still think they'll be a borderline playoff team.
I think that this was not a good trade for the Dolphins. They gave up 2 second-round picks, which they needed. A third-round pick, which was meh. Tua is better than Kirk Cousins, so what's the point of that? But for the Vikings, they just got a steal. They got Tua, 2 second rounds, a third round. Either way, they have Justin Jefferson, who's a really good wide receiver for the Vikings. So Tua's gonna be throwing to him. They have a decent run game. They have a pretty good run game with Dalvin Cook. They just need him not to get injured. And yeah, that's that.
I think since I'm a Packers fan, this is really good for the Packers because, the Packers kind of need – Aaron Rodgers kind of needs to win now. He only has maybe 3 years to win, maybe less. I mean, I'm not saying for the Packers franchise. We have a very young coach, A.J. Dillon, Aaron Jones, Alan Lazard. But the Dolphins, why? That's just a really bad trade. Tua is basically your future. Tua and Waddle is your future. If you're going to do that trade, get a defender like Eric Kendricks or someone from the Vikings. But a really bad trade for the Dolphins benefits the Vikings from maybe 5 years from now or 3 years from now with Jay Jettas and Tua.
So, do you think the Buccaneers will still win the Super Bowl?
Yes, period.
Who do you think will win now?
I would 100% say I am not saying the Dolphins. I didn't say the Dolphins were going to be a Super Bowl contender, but definitely the Buccaneers. That's my early pick, beating the Rams.
I think it's going to be the Chiefs beating the Buccaneers. That's it for our show. I'm Dean Schlesinger, your host, with Philip and Liam. That's all for